What's up, everybody? Blessed be. My name is Mannun, and you are watching Witch in the Working, where we will be discussing all things witchy in and around, throughout and about, above, below, and beyond. Please visit me on my other platforms as well, including Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon, all linked down in the description below. The full script of this video and most of the others is available on my Patreon account for download if desired to build your Witch in the Working Book of Shadows. Also, please visit my Shopify store listed in the description below to get your Witch in the Working shirts, mugs, and all that jizzy jazz stuff. So there are tons of ways to learn about witchcraft and all the other wonderful forms of paganism. One can explore this mysterious world via books, traditional or the audio type, purchase DVDs, or download how-to courses for different practices, divinations, and magical interest. There's even courses for some practices in traditional colleges, though these tend to skip over the really interesting and magical side of these mysteries. Podcasts are yet another avenue that one can grasp hold of to indulge their witchy curiosities and listen to other opinions and experiences over an internet connection and a pair of speakers or headphones. Another form of sharing witchcraft and all of the other pagan traditions, practices, religions, and workings is through video production. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, just to name a few, all participate and contain these videos and productions created by a few to share with the masses of common interest and ideas. In this episode, I'm going to share with all of you just what it takes for me to personally to create a video for all of you and sort of bring you behind the scenes with me. And at the same time, give you some tips and tricks and some know-how for anyone who may want to follow suit and create their own YouTube witchy channel to share their knowledge, experiences, and ideas with the masses. So grab a cold one or a hot one, whatever, and remember, a teacher is like a candle where it consumes itself to light the way for others. Roll intro. Welcome back, everyone. So as I mentioned, in this episode, I'm going to take you all on a journey with me and explain and demonstrate just what it takes to create one of these witchy 10 to 15 to 20-minute videos that I try to create at least once a week for all of you. I try to get it less than once a week. Sometimes it's 2 weeks. It is what it is. I just want to get them done for you, my dear family and friends. Needless to say, some of the videos are easier than others. The cooking shows, the live Q&As that me and Pink will do, the interviews that I'll do with some people, these types of videos are much easier to accomplish and produce than the tutorial videos, like most of the episodes, including this one I'm doing here, this video as well. The main difference is that these tutorials and teaching videos are scripted, and hours of time and study go into them, including filming, editing, interjecting ideas for demonstrations, and trying to figure out the best way to teach a specific subject and not confuse you, the viewers / students, so to speak. Many times I have people contact me and tell me, hey, it's great to see you back, man. What happened? You've been gone, oh my God. I'm usually like, what do you mean? What do you think happened to me? I mean, at this point, I'm like, holy crap, some kind of crazy rumor has gone around that I don't know about, and people think I'm dead or sick or something. The person will come back and they say, well, I haven't seen any videos from you in like forever. My answer to them will be, I just put a video out like 5 days ago, last Sunday. The person responds, I know, is everything okay? Did you stop making videos or something? People, this isn't my full-time job. I work a 9 to 5, 5 days a week, just like most all of you do. I squeeze these videos in when I get a chance. For me to even put out one video a week floors me that I can even accomplish that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wish this could be my full-time job, but I'm gonna need about 980,000 more subscribers, basically 1 million subscribers for that to happen. And unfortunately, YouTubing about witchcraft and paganism topics is never gonna make that happen. But I don't do this for the money anyways. I do this to share with all of you my experiences and knowledge of one of my interests and passions in my life, which is witchcraft and everything to do with it in and around, throughout and about, above, below, and beyond. My point is, it takes quite a bit to make these videos. It's not just about turning on a cell phone, talking into it for 15 minutes, and then quick posting it to YouTube. I mean, it can be, and many people do just exactly that, and there's nothing wrong with that method. Hell, that's what Pink does, that's what Terracina with Terracina's World does, that's what Terran S with House of Witchcraft does. By the way, I put all their links to their channels down in the description below if you want to check them out. Again, totally legit and works, but I need to be a little more oomphy with my videos, and that means giving a lot more attention, time, and energy to them. Sort of making a production out of my videos, stepping up the game a little. That's just me. Every time I do anything that has to do with artistry or creativity, I always have to go big. You know, I mean, it's my flaw, I guess. I don't know. This is just my desired method, neither better nor lesser than those who point and shoot. What's important is the content. Content is king in all YouTube productions, no matter how they're filmed and produced. Anyone who creates videos and puts them on YouTube are called content creators. A YouTube influencer is primarily a content creator who has positioned themselves as a specialist in a particular domain and established a large following on YouTube. For instance, I'm a YouTube creator because I create content for YouTube, and an influencer because I speak and teach and influence almost 20,000 subscribers, my friends and family, you know, all of you. So, Mannun, what exactly do you do to give us the content we desire and long for each week or so, and just can't wait to sink our witchy little teeth into it? And for some of you who might be interested, asking what can I do to become a YouTube content creator / influencer as well, sharing my experiences, knowledge, and ideas. Well, let me show you my process and some tips and tricks to getting a quality product and getting you started on your journey. For those who are not interested in creating your own content, then you just get to see the behind the scenes process of my creations. So maybe if you are one of those people who don't understand why I don't put out a video every other day, maybe I can get some sympathy from you if you see the painstaking and laborious process. Then again, maybe this is going to backfire and you're going to be like, shit son, you better start making some more videos if that's all you got to do and that's all it takes. But anyway, okay. So always a video obviously starts off as an idea. I need to think of something to express, a practice, a method, a spell, a ritual, a type of paganism, a god or goddess, a divination practice, some sort of content. Sometimes I get ideas from you all who may post back channel, for instance, hey, can you do a video about this or that? But other times I jump in my truck and drive around, or go out to the woods and walk and grind my gears for creative ideas to talk about. Once I settle on a topic, I'll start to think about all the things that I can talk about with that topic, and I write them down as bullet points, usually on a note program in my cell phone. I'll always research the topic and refresh myself on the subject. I very rarely ever talk about something I've never really worked with before. This is why with some subjects I'll call someone I know who is trained in that subject, and I'll do an interview as a YouTube show with that person instead. Like the Druid one I just did, for instance. I don't know much about Druidism, so I called somebody who knew about it. These are really cool because now me and all of you are all learning something together. But as a refresher, I will scour through books that I have, and also, of course, jump on wide world web, the internet, and gather some ideas and influences from pages and others as well. Even though I already know about a certain subject, it never hurts to rekindle anything I may have forgotten, and I also explore other opinions and perspectives as well. So at this point, hours later, I've gathered notes and bullet points that I want to express in my video. Now comes the hardest part of my YouTube process. Writing the script. And this is where I take all of my bullet points, notes, creative outlets, perspectives, opinions, and jibber jabber, place it all in an organized, fruitful, creative, expressive, and hopefully meaningful and easy to learn essay or manuscript to express and produce to all of you. This is the hardest part of the process, but also the most important. This is what I'm teaching and expressing, and it's ultimately what you're going to be listening to. I'm very careful to choose my words as not to offend anyone, as well as very conscious in particular about what I'm trying to get across, and especially the most upfront, direct, in a no-nonsense, easy to follow, this is what it's about and how it's done, no bullshit involved kind of way. Too many times I see content creators dancing and tiptoeing around certain subjects so as not to offend anyone or turn practitioners off of a certain subject. The way I see it, if you don't like it, then don't do it. It's that simple. I don't believe in changing certain things so that it works for everyone. There are many things in this world that not everyone was meant to do. And if a particular magic technique or idea is one of those things you don't like, then just don't don't do it. There's plenty of other options that will suit more to your taste. For instance, if you don't like bindings or curses, for instance, then don't do them. But don't try and fluff bunny moon ferret them into non-existence. You're only going to get upset by yourself in the end, because you're not going to end the practice. So after I've written the script, I traditionally run to the Dunkin' Donuts and celebrate by getting a sugary foo-foo coffee of some sorts. Lately, my go-to has been the peppermint mocha latte. Totally apologize for the background noises. They're doing some kind of work or something upstairs, and it's ringing through. The next process is for me to create a shot list. A shot list is a list of filming scenes I'm going to shoot. I almost always do a talking head, which is when I'm in my studio filming myself talking and explaining a subject to all of you like I'm doing right now. This is usually the majority of my scenes and is called in the industry the A-roll. A great way to think of A-roll is media that tells the story, such as an interview or a news segment. It's the primary audio and video that often consists of one or more people discussing a topic or relating a narrative. A-roll is the driving media in most documentaries, news broadcasts, talk shows, and reality shows. The B-roll is all the extra shots that fade in and out from the main talking head. Regardless, I need to put together a complete list of what I'm going to do. Am I going to film in the woods? Am I going to film a specific shot to explain something? All of this has to be gathered ahead of time before I even start filming. A shot list also consists of how I'm going to shoot something. Drone shot, tripod shot, arc shot, handheld shot, overhead shot, etc., etc. After all of the manuscripts, details, and shot lists are created, it's time to gather my gear and head to wherever I need to go film. Usually this starts with the studio. This is my studio, the location I use to film quite a bit of the videos you see each week, or two, whatever it may be. It's just like any other studio with a background and the rest set up for functionality and storage of props and equipment. This is the equipment that I use to film. I use a Sony a7S III professional filming camera, as well as a Rode SMB7 professional studio mic running into a Tascam Portage Studio X8, which is a 32-bit float recorder for recording my audio. Many creators don't realize how important it is to have crisp, clear audio in your content. It really makes a difference for your viewers. Attached to my camera is a teleprompter setup. This works with my cell phone so that I have a teleprompter to read the script that took me hours and hours to create. In my opinion, I like to use a teleprompter and read from a script I created, because if you don't, you basically have a video filled with a little bit of information and a lot of ums, pauses, and uhs, and and because the person has to think about what they're going to say next. I have a lot of information to get out to you, and I don't want a bunch of pauses and wondering what the hell I'm going to say next in the way of what I'm trying to express. Plus, I usually am sharing so much information with you, I don't want to accidentally forget to mention something and leave out a key piece of information and then later kick myself in the ass because I forgot to say it. And using this method of a teleprompter makes that literally impossible to forget anything. Most content creators that you see who are flawlessly busting through content without a flub, with confidence and character, it's because they too are reading a script from a teleprompter. I know you probably don't realize it, but it's exactly what's happening. People do it all the time in the media industry. It's just you don't know it. Trust me, they may try to hide it, but that's silly. It is what it is, and seasoned content creators can tell who uses teleprompters and who doesn't. Many times it reflects in the quality of their content. Just like when you watch the news at night, you know, when you're watching a program like that, do you think those people are just talking and like, you know, remembering everything that they are supposed to go over? No, they're reading from a teleprompter. You just don't realize it. Some people do it better than others. For instance, I've been reading everything I just said from a teleprompter. Can you tell that I was actually reading from a teleprompter? It seems like I'm naturally just talking to you. I actually have all that on the script as well that I just read to you. So, you know, so finally we get to filming the A-roll. This is just setting up, sitting down, and getting it done. Mistakes and all, just keep the camera rolling and let her rip. After filming the A-roll, then it's time to go about filming all of the B-roll. This means driving to all the different locations on your shot list that we made earlier, bringing your gear with you, setting everything up, and filming the scene that you wanted to express. This may involve going to numerous locations, sometimes for just 10 seconds of video, sometimes for more. The whole time you're thinking of how can I get a shot, a meaningful shot that my viewers will appreciate and hopefully understand. You, the viewer, is what drives the creator. You are our muse, so to speak. So eventually, a day or maybe two later, you have everything in your camera and audio recorder, sitting there waiting to be born into a great documentary, story, or demonstration. Now, back to the editing studio. All of this content that you recorded now has to be organized in a way that makes it a video that is understood and satisfying to the viewer. Everything is transferred from the recording media to the editing computer so that it can be edited, manipulated, stretched, shrunk, pushed, pulled, deleted, inserted, and corrected. This is where all of the bloopers are deleted and the B-roll is organized and inserted into the video. Any audio is synced up to the video so they are in time with each other. And the colors of the video are corrected and color graded so the visual aspects of the video are satisfying to the viewer. The audio is manipulated to satisfying levels for the viewer, and any background music is added and manipulated to produce a pleasurable audio experience for the viewer as well. And of course, this is also when any text or little animations or sorts of or any other like special effects are added to the video. This is extremely time consuming and can take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours to 3 to 4 days depending on the content you're working with. Finally, after all the editing is done and the video's been gone through from beginning to end numerous times and everything is exactly how you want it, we need to export the video to a standard that YouTube can accept and play back. Exporting can take upwards of 5 minutes to an hour, so while this is processing, I'll usually start on creating a thumbnail. Thumbnail is the little picture that accompanies the video that you're placing on YouTube. Thumbnails are a very important part of this process because they can make or break whether a person clicks on your video to watch it or not. If you have a very uninteresting or non-engaging thumbnail, a person who doesn't know any better may skip over your video to choose another that looks more interesting. For those of you looking to create your own content, don't skimp on your thumbnail. Try to make it interesting and clickable as possible without crossing the line of clickbaiting. Finally, once your video is uploaded, you need to fill out the description, upload the thumbnail, and set up when you want your video to be released. I like to schedule what's called a premiere so that I can watch the video for the first time with all of you and share feedback live as the video premieres for the first time. It's a lot more fun this way than just putting out the video and then waiting for people to figure out, you know, that you have a new video out and watch it. So that's what goes into my personal workflow for creating the videos that you all know and love. So now when you're wondering why I don't do a lot more videos in a week, that's why. Remember, this is all done while maintaining a typical 9 to 5 and family as well, but somehow I managed to get it done. Not that I'm whining about it or anything, but you know, it is difficult to try to do multiple videos in a week. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Witch into Working. Are you interested in creating witchy content? Has this video helped you see the process and effort that goes into it? Do you appreciate the content creators that do create the wonderful content we see every day? Let us all know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to ring that little bell to be reminded of the wonderful and future exciting episodes to come. I love you guys and girls. Blessed be.